Hi, we're Team 8 from ENTR200 at Purdue University, and today we're here to interview Pra to gain a little bit more insight on how to start your own business. I'm Rachel.
I'm Melody.
I'm Haya.
I'm Nick.
I'm Namadija.
Okay, Pra, so tell us a little bit about your company.
So our company is called Mimir LLC, and we're an ed tech company. And basically what we do is we automate the grading process for computer science courses. So right now it takes about 3 to 4 weeks from the point when students submit their project to when they can get a grade back. And our online platform basically makes that instantaneous. So students can go online and upload their coding projects, and within a couple seconds they'll get a grade back. And while we grade the projects, we also provide teachers analytics and even check for plagiarism. So we try to take the whole grading process out of it so teachers can spend more time with their students instead of having to worry about, making sure somebody's not cheating or grading assignments. So I'm a sophomore, so last year during my first semester as a freshman, I took a lot of CS courses, of course. And personally, I just got really fed up with how they're grading assignments. We'd get an assignment, I would do it, turn it in, and then I would get it back, 3 or 4 weeks later. And before I got it back, I'd have an exam, and that exam would have exactly what the programming project covered. So I wasn't able to really, learn from my mistakes or anything like that. So I just thought about a tool to automate it. I tried looking up some stuff and found out nothing existed. So decided to try making one on my own. And during the same time, we heard about a competition called the Boiler on campus. It's basically like a startup accelerator competition. And so we took our idea, put it in that, and that really helped us grow.
How did you convince yourself that your idea was an opportunity and not just an idea?
I'd have to say definitely the Boiler, because we really went in with an idea and like a super early stage prototype. And the Boiler, basically, they bring in people to talk to you about how to build a business, and they help you do research too. So over time, we found out that there was an actual real need for this, especially by going out and talking with instructors. So through that, we sort of identified that people would use this product if it would exist. And at the end of the Boiler, when we had people lined up to beta test, we were sure that it was a viable product.
How did you fund your business?
So really, so something about online, like internet businesses, you hear this all the time. You don't really need any money to get started. All you need is really a laptop and some books on how to code, if you don't know how to code beforehand. So we really didn't need any money when we were building this program. But the funding we did receive, it was all through the Boiler competition. So as we progressed through each stage and teams were cut, the progressing teams got a little bit of money to work with. And especially since we won that competition, that really gave us sort of a little bit of seed funding to start marketing, buy servers, things like that. And then since then, we decided to start looking for seed capital. And we actually received a couple offers, but we turned those down because those terms were too aggressive for us. And that's something we're doing on the side. But we do have income now, and we're able to operate without any more capital. So we're just trying to take it easy on that. If we do come by a nice offer and it's on good terms, we'll probably accept it, but we're in no rush.
Well, I guess we could move on to the customer end of your business. So a quick pick at TechCrunch is evidence enough to say that there are thousands of startups trying to break into the market with their unique propositions, and yours happens to be educational assessment tool. So getting into the specific of your industry, like who or what is your intended target market?
Well, our target market is instructors because they're the ones making our decision to purchase our product. Our users are all, like 99% are students though. So all of our marketing is really focused on the heads of departments, CS instructors. But recently we decided to branch out to MOOCs, so massive open online courses. So like Udemy or Udacity, where there's thousands of students just taking a random Java course. We looked through those courses and we saw that there's no interactivity. So they give you like a block of text to work with. You can read that, and then they show you a video on how to code something, but you don't actually get to try and code. So we've been reaching out to different sort of instructors on those MOOCs to try and convince them to use our product. And we're also considering the testing and recruitment space. So our system can handle and check programming projects. So a company like Google could go out, build a couple projects on our platform, and then when they're here recruiting, instead of like, just talking to them to try and understand how good they are at programming, they can give them an assignment. And based on if they can do that assignment, they can move on to the next round, things like that.
So my next question, I guess, is just a follow-up to that. Like, the given domain of potential clients that you just talked about, how do you plan on attracting them towards your business and setting yourself apart from the current services that are already using?
So there is a little competition. It's really sparse and spread out. Everybody has like a few tools that we offer, but nobody seems to encompass everything that we have. But again, that's what our market research shows, and of course we want ourselves to look good as possible. So we're really trying to reach out through word of mouth. So our first demo schools, a lot of our schools to this point have been through word of mouth. Are the ones we beta tested in. Almost every instructor there talked to another instructor about it, and so we reached another school or another course, and that's what we're aiming for. But we also do run like Twitter and Facebook campaigns and email marketing campaigns to just get the word out.
Well, let's move on to talking about your perspective towards the business growth. What do you consider as a trigger point for your business to advance and improve on where you already have built?
What do you mean by trigger point?
Well, let's say, for example, like there's a certain set of conditions which, if take place, you would look at it and be like, hey, I think it's time for us to move on and advance and kind of like step your own game up.
Oh, like,
it's
so
like if
grow
this
your
happens,
business.
you have to move on and
Sure.
advance. So like, what would these certain set of situations would be?
So right now we have between 200 and 300 students on our platform. Our next big milestone is 2,000, and that's what we're trying to achieve for the spring. So if we can achieve 2,000 members, we plan on hiring some full-time staff to work with us. And we also we have a couple other products we're thinking about, so putting some team members into that to work on this.
Looking at the big picture towards your business, what would be the next step for you?
For me?
As a business as a whole, like your perspective towards the business future.
Definitely to pursue this platform. So we know it's a great tool, and we're trying to get it into as many classrooms as possible. Not necessarily for profit, but just so there's a tool and it expands the usability of computer science education. Business-wise, we're also, like I mentioned, working on new products. So just trying to simplify the whole educational space and make education more available to students who aren't able to attend it through conventional means, and also just a couple other small tools like helping teachers build professional profiles, also helping students do the same.
What is your biggest challenge?
Personally or with the business?
With the business and personally.
I mean, it would all be time management. There's so many things we want to do. So with the business, there's a lot of things we have to do. Sales, marketing, and we're a pretty small team, so it's just trying to decide what to focus on, what to work on. Of course, it'd be nice to have a bigger team, but we're not in a position to just throw money at it and get more people and just have them sit around. And the same thing goes with me sort of personally as an entrepreneur, trying to balance school, like extracurriculars, sports, and still this business. So just making sure I can get everything done on time.
Start again. Would you do anything differently?
I would definitely start by planning more. So when we jumped into this, we really just started doing it. So development-wise, we just started coding it without planning ahead. That led to some problems down the line, so we had to go back, redo entire chunks of our system because we weren't thinking ahead. And so same goes for business development. We just kind of threw things together and used them as our plan of action, just partially because we were rushed. But if I had the time, I would have definitely sat down and make sure we had a good, formal business plan before we even tried selling this or making something.
All right, Pra, we just want to thank you for your time. We really appreciate it, and we really liked learning about your business. Are there any last words before we let you go?
Definitely for entrepreneurs, get started early. So with tech, it's really easy. All you need is a laptop. But no matter what idea you have, Purdue's a great campus to get started with. There's plenty of resources. The Anvil on campus, it's a co-working space. You can just walk in, find somebody to work with you, and get started. I mean, you don't know if it'll fail or succeed, but there's always a chance it'll work out.